area set for Gus, actually, just a little town outside of London, and we all played in the same venue like every weekend in different bands, and we kind of just got to know each other through doing that, and eventually all those bands fell apart and we started another band, and then we met Gus through a mutual friend, so John went to university with, and
yeah, I kind of
adopted him into the group.
They couldn't get rid of me basically. So I went to university and I played in bands and stuff, and nothing terribly serious to do. Like these guys were quite kind of avidly in the band scene already. And I met a friend of a friend who turned out to be John's friend. And in the summer, John moved into London and I met him, and we obviously John and Faser were related, so I went to Faser through John and ended up playing bass for a kind of a band that we had at the time. And then the lineup just changed and changed and changed over like 8 years.
Yeah. I think it was like 2008.
Well, hopefully, fundamentally, that we can write a good song. I think that's important. I think also we are quite proud of the fact that I think whenever we play and wherever we play, to however many people we play to, we always try and put on the best possible show we can.
Yeah, I think if you're not sweating at the end of the show, no matter how long it is, if it's 25 minutes or an hour, you're doing something wrong. So
Absolutely.
It's interesting. I mean, it's kind of very different settings. It's like 100 degrees or something in
which was killing us.
Aftershock. Like Reading, it's kind of almost raining all the time. So. And like we've been going to that festival since we were like 14 or something. We've grown up going. It has something special about it.
There's a lot of history there, right? You know, Nirvana headlining it, headlining it, and all this kind of stuff. And, you know, I grew up in the centre of the city with my brother, and my brother always used to go to Reading in like 91, 92, 93, my older brother. And it's just something about it, a bit of magic to it. For us, it's probably our favourite festival in the world. Having said that, Aftershock was really great. We were on at midday, really hot. And, playing festivals in the United States is still something that we get really excited by because we've only toured here for a couple of years. It was a great way to start this run of 7 weeks. Well, it's super different, aren't they?
Yeah, I think like rock is kind of more accepted over here as like a mainstream form of music, whereas I guess it's a little more niche in the UK. It's like mainly like younger kids, I suppose. But over here you can play to like anyone from like 5-year-old to like 7-year-olds. There are kind of no limits.
And I'm pretty sure we actually have done that.
Yeah.
Played to people really right through that age spectrum. That's really exciting, I think. You know, we're on tour with the band Unit 6, who are our friends, and they're from the same place as us, pretty much at home. And it's nice to, because I think we traditionally in America have played with bands that perhaps are kind of a slightly different audience. So this is kind of like a nice, fresh, interesting, cool new tour for us. We haven't done a tour like this in the States yet. But it is nice that in America, like Faser says, right across the age spectrum, all different kinds of people, everybody loves rock music. We have rock on the radio over here, you know, and all those kind of things. So brilliant. The first single, I Want Out, we released it how long ago now? A few weeks over here, not too long ago. And the idea was that, you know, we release one single, hopefully over the next couple of months it will grow and build and we can tour in support of that, and then we'll drop another one towards the end of the year. The new record will be out in the first quarter of next year. It's all done.
We finished it like a month ago maybe, and now it's just being mixed and going through the process. It takes ages.
It does take a long time, but you know, in terms of the material on the album, it's obviously I would not say anything otherwise, but it is honestly true. It's by far and away the best collection of songs that we've written, and I think there were moments on Bones where we showed that we could write great songs, and I think on this album it's more consistently, the level is higher. But it's all done. It's just, you know, the wheels are in motion, and the next few months is us preparing and getting ready for hopefully a busy couple of years.
Reading is up there, like we were talking about Reading Festival, just because like it's got so much history for us, like going there as punters like, for so many years. playing the main stage and that was quite like a mind-blowing experience.
Yeah, it plays with so many people. You know, anywhere from like 20,000 to 50,000 people or more. It's pretty amazing.
I guess that, and I actually think having a #1 song on the rock radio over here is like a massive deal, like, especially for a band from the UK.
Absolutely. I think that's kind of, in measurable terms, that's our biggest achievement as a band. You know, we sold like 100,000 singles of that song Bones, and I mean, whilst it's amazing that you can achieve those kinds of things, it's also amazing how much that doesn't impact your day-to-day life. You know? So it's kind of really interesting. But that's definitely the kind of biggest like badge of pride that we have. You know, we got a plaque. Kind of, I think we were the first British band to do it since Bush, like 12 years ago or something like that. So that's up there. It's got to be the moon, surely.
Yeah, I feel like otherwise it might get. We haven't visited the other planets.
Yeah, but we know where we're at with the moon.
Yeah.
That's true.
We know where we're at, but you know, it's
aiming high, but not too high.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've got a piece of meteorite around my neck, and so me and the rest of the guys were all actually kind of quite geeky when it comes to space. We're fascinated by it. We actually wanted to go and see the Endeavour, which was in LA, the space shuttle. Well, the last space shuttle was decommissioned, but we couldn't get the time the other day. So yeah, I think the moon would be a good shot. I heard that Muse wanted to be the first band on the moon. That's what they said, to play on the moon. So screw you, Muse. We're getting there first. I mean, there is nothing else in this world that is even remotely as enjoyable or as satisfying as playing shows with your friends, writing music with your friends, and traveling the world with your friends. We wouldn't be able to do any of those things in music.
Yeah, we kind of all have like crappy jobs before doing this, and just as like a means to an end really to get to this goal of playing music.
So if you take the music away from us, we've got nothing. I think we're all creative people, and I guess if music didn't exist, we probably would end up doing something else creative. Phrases always been used as photography and that kind of jazz. So something that uses the creative side of our brains, because the other side is fun. Well, you never know that a label is the right fit. You can only go on your gut and hope and assume and look at the deal and the you know, like kind of the different aspects of the record deal itself. In North America, we're signed to a label called Wind Up, and we decided to work with them because they have a really passionate, cool, young team of men and women that were as excited about our band as we are. So, and they have a really good kind of track record of bands doing well at radio, and that was somewhere that we really wanted to try and go. So over here, that was very much kind of the goal and the reason we worked with Wind Up. With Virgin, which is the rest of the world, we got the head our A&R guy is a guy called Mike Smith, and he has a history of signing some brilliant bands there, from Blur and bands like that. He's got a real history of finding good bands and helping them to do well. So there was obviously a degree we were flattered to, because he was interested, and I think in the end we were just sold by his enthusiasm and his kind of belief in the band. You know, I think all bands think they could do something great, but it's always nice when someone that has a history of knowing what's good and what isn't also turns around and says, you guys can do something great, you're not wrong, you know?
Yeah.
And that's lovely. It's nice to have that kind of belief, and they kind of let us do things in our own way as well, don't they?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, like, it is a tough decision because you need to find someone that you think you can trust, but you've only known for so long, and it's kind of, you have so many people coming in with offers and stuff, and you just have to go pick up really and see like who you think will be the right fit for our band. Playing on the moon?
Yeah,
Playing
on the moon. There we go. Apparently so. Well, I feel like, you know, we'll throw Muse a bone because they're desperate to play the moon too.
Yeah, they can support.
So they can play
They can
support.
open here.
Yeah, they can be main support if they want. And then it'd be nice if we have I think actually we should make it kind of like revisiting the local venues and the all-day fests that we used to play when we were starting out. So we'll have all our friends that were also in bands, and we'll play a little internet gig on the moon.
And Taylor Swift.
And Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
like probably our collective favourite band is a band called Thrice. We've never actually got to tour with them. We've seen them at a few festivals now.
Met them a few times, which is great.
Yeah, but unfortunately they split up kind of, I don't know, not, it was like a few years ago when we kind of were heavily touring. We just never got the opportunity to play any shows with them properly. So.
Yeah, and they've been a real influence on us. I don't think necessarily we sound like them, but they were they were very much a common inspiration for us. So yeah, I think they would be a good shout.